All right, you remember the bridge. The bridge is really important because whatever you do, you want to make sure that you get your message across to your audience. But it's getting across the bridge that's going to be so important to us as we think about reading and writing anything that we do. So I wanted to explain to you another aspect of this bridge metaphor so that you will have a better understanding of the kind of bridge that you need to cross with every audience. So here we go. Over this chasm, and if you view these two audience and message as cliffs, this the bridge to either side, you'll notice this is the great chasm in between. In the chasm we have history, language, geography, and culture. Well, what does all of that mean? Well, that simply means that everybody has a history, a language, a geography, and a culture. So that when you're communicating with any kind of audience, you need to understand at least these four things to get your message across. Remember the bridge illustration I gave you about that football commercial that I still remember today after 20 plus years? The same thing is true here. So if I want to understand, let's say for instance, understand anything about European affairs, I need to do some history reading about them, about that particular continent, and I need to make sure my message connects to that audience in the historic background that they have. Language. Let's say that you're Latino, or you come from Nigeria, or you're from South Africa, or you're from Portugal, or from Brazil. Each one of these places is going to have their own language. In fact, we have our own language. In fact, there are actually aspects of our country that have their own regional dialects and languages. So we need to make sure that we communicate with folks that way. Geography, one of the things that we've set up here with the Jack Ryan video episode is to suggest that where people are born makes a difference about how you're going to communicate with them. And the fourth one is about culture. Culture simply means how do people live? And when we think about how people live, it's going to depend on what you might be interested in as a culture. Let's say, for instance, you're really into video games. Or let's say you're really into playing music, a musical instrument. That is going to be part of the cultural makeup that if I want to get my message across to you, I've got to cross that bridge. So as you're thinking about your Be Interesting paper, be thinking about crossing these ideas of history, language, geography, and culture, getting across that bridge so that we are connecting to your audience in a way that they will understand and get that purpose to them in a way that really connects to where they're at. I hope this is helpful. I'm really looking forward to your Be Interesting papers. Looking forward to the next time we're in class together.